Okay, hello guys, it's Paul from Babel Tech. I wanted to record a quick video for you talking about your terms and conditions page on your website. So this is probably something that doesn't get a lot of attention, something that a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into. But I think a terms and conditions page it's a bit like having an insurance policy. You might not think that you need one until you need one. In any kind of business, there will be times when your clients have questions for you, and I think it's important to have a consistent answer, consistent response to those questions. And it's kind of difficult to have that consistency if you're always making up a policy response on the spot. So to have that all of your policies documented ahead of time in a terms and conditions page can be really helpful. And often there are well, not often, but sometimes there are things which pop up which we didn't really anticipate, something out of the ordinary, and it's good to try again to anticipate those, even if they are unlikely events. But it's good to try and anticipate the things which could happen, which would require some kind of a decision on your part, and put those into your terms and conditions page. So, like, just to give you an example, I was doing a lesson the other day. I just started the lesson, and there were a few dark storm clouds around, and then suddenly, bang, a lightning bolt hit probably 50 meters from outside my window. And I'm not a big fan of being online attached to anything electrical during a massive thunderstorm, so I had to end the lesson. So then the question arises, well, what happens to the student in that case? So do I have to give them like a bonus lesson to compensate for the interruption and the inconvenience? So the answer is whatever you decide the answer to be, but it's good to have that documented ahead of time and make students aware of it as well. Make students aware of this document so that there's no sort of like disagreement or bruised feelings later on. So they have some sense of what to expect as well. So I'm going to show you how to update your terms and conditions. It's pretty straightforward. If you go to My Pages and come down to Terms and Conditions, launch the Babel Tech page editor. Okay, so Terms and Conditions page, of course, is a pretty vanilla looking page. We're not trying to sell anything on here. We're just trying to document policy. So if I click on the text editor module there, I can just click in, add some terms in here, save it, right, and click done and publish. There you go. So that's added to your terms and conditions. So when you create an account, you'll get this page which has some pretty basic terms and conditions in it. You will want to take a look at this, edit them to match whatever it is that you're doing. Some of these terms and conditions may not apply. There may be some extra ones that you can think of which are not included, and you'll want to add those. And to give you a bit of a hand there, what I would like to do is refer you to an article on my blog. It's under 15 things your website terms of service must have, and in here in this article, I've listed them out. So things around like how do you handle class cancellations? So if somebody contacts you by email and says, hey, my boss wants me to work late tonight, so I can't take the lesson. So how do you handle that cancellation? Do you let them cancel and reschedule? Is there some kind of a penalty involved? You'll have to make those decisions and document them. Late arrivals. What happens if the student comes into the lesson 10 minutes late? Do you add 10 minutes on to the end? What if you can't? What if you've got another lesson back to back? How do you deal with that? Technical issues, like what if the student what if the student's internet connection fails, which has occurred to me? What if your internet connection fails? What if there's, what if you have like a Windows systems problem? All those things could happen. Natural disasters and other calamities. So like the thunderstorm example that I just gave you before. Living in Japan, we have all kinds of natural disasters here. So earthquakes, typhoons, you name it. So it's good to have some sort of policy around those things. So paid lesson expiry. So if you're selling a course of lessons, a course of live lessons, if you sell like a block of 20 lessons, how long does the student actually have to use those? Do they have like a 5-year window in which to take those lessons? I would think not. So it's good to have some kind of a policy around, what is the window of opportunity? What is the time frame where they can use those lessons? Makeup lessons. So in the case of, this is something that probably relates to group lessons. So if you've got a group and you have like the same group, same time every week, and like if somebody's absent for a week, so do they have an opportunity to catch up on that in perhaps a different group that you're running in parallel, or can they book a private lesson with you to make up on that? So what's your policy around that? Scheduling conditions. Okay, so this relates to like the time when they schedule. How should they schedule? Can they send you a WhatsApp message and book a lesson that way? Do they need to do it through your booking calendar on the website? Lesson refunds. So if somebody pays for a course of 20 lessons and then 2 days later they change their mind, can they get a refund? Can they get a full refund, partial refund? So what are the conditions there? Recording lessons. So so what's your policy? Are you going to allow your students to record the lesson? What if it's a group lesson? You might have 4 or 5 students in a group. Do you need to get agreement from all of them before any one of them can record the lesson? Okay, that's something to think about. Additional services, like what if somebody wants you to proofread their job application? They send you a Word document. Is that something that they can expect you to do for free? Is it something that they're going to have to pay extra for? So think about that. So confidentiality and copyright. So can students take the lesson plan material that you've provided them, and can they take that and do what they like with it? Probably not. So, but you should explain that. Also, are they free to? Well, so confidentiality. So in the group lesson, is there some expectation that what happens in the class stays in class? So if you've got a group of people together, so you might want to just reinforce the idea that anything that's discussed of a personal and confidential nature stays in the classroom. So method of payment. So some people might want to use different ways to pay you. Some of them might want to send you money by a bank transfer. So are you going to accept that? Some of them might want to pay you by PayPal. Some of them might want to pay you by some other method. So think about what type of payment methods you're going to accept. Referral incentives. So if you have like a word of mouth referral incentive scheme, so meaning that if somebody refers a new student to you, I think it's really important to document what rewards or benefits that referrer gets. So if your referral scheme is that they get, say, a free lesson, okay, that needs to be documented. Or if it's a cash incentive, that should be documented as well. Lesson feedback and follow-up activities. So make it clear whether or not you will be giving your students like a progress report, or even like a certificate of completion. Like some students may ask you for that. Method to conduct the lesson. So for example, like if my main platform for doing lessons is Skype, let's say, and for some reason the student can't connect on Skype, do I have a backup method in place? Like, can we do the lesson on like WhatsApp or through Apple FaceTime or some other backup system? So again, you should have that documented as well. So all of those things are in a template, terms and conditions document here, or an example terms and conditions template. So if you click on that, it'll open up a PDF document, and you're free to copy and paste any or all of this stuff. There's a disclaimer, of course. I'm not a lawyer, so this should not be taken to be a legal document, and I don't know about the legal enforceability in your jurisdiction. So if that's a concern for you, I recommend you get your own legal advice. But having some form of terms and conditions is better than none. So you might want to at least look at this and think about how you can apply it to your own teaching business. So again, so that's all under this blog article on the Babel Tech blog. So I'm going to wrap up there. So thanks again, and if you have any questions, please reach out and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.